Hey, I'm Dawn Fletcher of Mentality WOD. I'm here with Mary Beth Litsheim, a two-time winner of the CrossFit Games in her master's age group. Thank you for contacting me and setting up this interview. I just really excited to dig in and hear a little bit more about your insight and some of your strategies that you've used over 4 years of competing at the Games. So, Mary Beth, can you tell us a little bit about how long you have been CrossFitting and how long you've been at the Games level?
I have been CrossFitting 5 years, and I have been a Games competitor for 4.
Lucky you. And what years was that?
2000. I started in 2010, and then I competed in 2011 and 12, 13, and 14.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're gonna have a lot to offer myself, the listeners, the readers. I want to ask you, like, when you originally got into this, what for you was your biggest motivation for competing? Like, not just exercising, but competing at that level.
Okay, well, first, why I got involved into CrossFit was because I had a real sense of belonging, and that I love the community aspect of CrossFit that way. Then it triggered my competitive spirit, and I have 4 children, so by the time I turned 50, when I started when I just really got introduced to CrossFit, it was my turn. My kids had their turn to do all their sports, and then it was like, woohoo!
Yeah.
I get to go play now. It was fun. So that's that. I have always been active. I did gymnastics and all the school sports in school. Then I got married and have 4 babies, and then I did bodybuilding and fitness and competed at state level, some national levels in that. But CrossFit just triggered in me. I found something I was good at. It was nice to be good at something, and not have the fact that I'm short not be a reason to hold me back, And let's see. What else did you say?
So, well, basically, like, it was fun for you, right? It was like playtime.
Yeah, it's playtime.
And you just so happened to be really damn good at playing.
Yeah, and I like to exercise. In fact, I'd rather be moving than sitting. Yeah. Unless I'm so tired from moving, I sleep. So right. I'm not really a couch potato. So that I love the aspect of being competitive, but day in and day out, it's more about improving myself every day, becoming a better version of myself. That's really what's important to me, because you never know who's going to show up on the day of the competition. True. And you don't know what WODs are going to be offered, and you just got to do the best you can.
Right. Good advice. Have you ever been in that situation where you're in a workout? I know you have, and it just really did not pan out how you had imagined it to, and all the time, right? And can you maybe shed some light on, like, what mental strategies do you use to bounce back from something that really goes awful?
Well, I can give specifics. It's easy. It's amazing, in fact, how you remember the things that go wrong more than you remember things that go right. I mean, it's just the way it is. But like at regionals last year, team regionals, I was one of the members, and all we had to do was a hang squat snatch.
Yeah.
Big, 120 pounds, not a big deal. And for some reason on that day, I decided not to squat. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a mental error. And it really did bum me out, because my team was depending on me, and it was like I lost my squat. Anyway, it was kind of a joke after that. I had to find it again. But the thing is, 3 minutes after that, then you're doing the handstand walk. Right. And that I wanted to be able to go the whole 120 feet, but I only PR'd. I went 90 feet.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Really
so
cool.
I did bounce back right then. I had a lot of help in that, though. I didn't do that alone. Our team captain, Kevin Miller, he was like, get your crap together. Good. And I was like, okay. I mean, and I was there. He said it a little different than that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like falling apart or crying, but he knows me well. He's been there, my training partner, for a long time. So it was awesome. I could bounce back that fast. I mean, 3 minutes. But then at the games this year, I did one WOD. I really thought I'd do good on this med ball burpee WOD. And for some reason, I had bad. I mean, not bad. You can't say bad, because it was definitely a learning experience, and it really ticked me off. And when I get angry, sometimes I cry. Yep. Okay, yep. So it's really crazy. But I didn't do as well as I'd like. So I was beyond myself for a little bit, and then that night I was just like, well, I'm where I'm at because I'm where I'm at. Yeah. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. If I'm supposed to be somewhere else, then I'd be somewhere else. Right. I mean, I wasn't thinking about my shoulder hurting or anything at that point. I was thinking about how to get back on track for the next day, because we only had 2 more workouts to do. And that was exciting because they just released the final WOD, and it was right in my wheelhouse. So I was really excited about the last one. The chipper I wasn't so excited about, but I thought I was going to push through, push. Good. Anyway, and that mental strategy was just, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Don't worry about the outcome. Yep. Just do the work. And one of my coaches, Angelo, he told me before I left for the games, he said, just do the work, MB. You'll be all right. Just do the work. So I really focused on that, and just Kevin and Scott are always on me to stay calm and keep working too. So those are 2 strategies that help me a lot.
For sure. Yeah. You brought up a lot of great points. Like, people don't necessarily think of these things as mental strategies per se, but you brought up like using your support team, coming back to a mantra, thinking about what you did well versus thinking about what you did wrong. And then also just like basic focusing on what you can control, and that the outcome is not, unfortunately, one of those things we can control. And so, all of those things like that you utilize, I know have helped you be able to quickly bounce back in those situations.
Yeah, those things helped me a lot. But I have to say, Dawn, when they announced that they took us 3 who are really close, and they said, Mary Beth, you won. I didn't believe them. I didn't believe them at all. Right. And then it dawned on me, and then I ran away from the ESPN announcer. Yeah, so he was busy with second place for a while, and I was running around because I was so excited. I couldn't believe it, but I did it. See, I really believe that day in and day out, if you're consistent in your workouts, then you will progress. You will become a better version of yourself. It doesn't have to necessarily be the winner, because that's really not the important part. Winning, it's nice, but it's not as important as your human connections and stuff like that.
I fully agree. So what would you say as now a longtime coach and athlete, like what characteristics do you see, or what kind of mental traits do you see really separate kind of the great from the decent? Like what do you find as those really big intangibles?
Okay, I think, again, being consistent in your workouts and not giving up on yourself. Yeah. And having that support group who believe in you, because if they believe, you got to believe in yourself. I know the gifts God's given me, and it's up to me to use them to make them productive in my life and in other people's lives, right? So if I'm consistent about that, then I'm going to be able to adapt and go pursue what I need to pursue to bring me a element of success in my heart. Not because of the world or my mom and dad say this is successful, or your brothers, or your friends for that matter, but when you've done something well, and that's the thing. Because if we're always looking for validation outside ourselves, then we'll always be searching for that validation. But if we have some of it, that's already here, and we know we're good people, we're hard workers, I think you can accomplish it. I think that sets you apart. I really think being consistent and adaptable are the two big keys.
I love that. Those are two strong words to end on, consistency and that, that adaptability factor that really, you're right. It's physically adaptable, obviously, like what CrossFit teaches us, but it's mentally, emotionally adaptable to the situation.
Right. I have to say that Cody Burkhart, my coach from Athlete Cell, he's really helped me dial this in the most. So, and then having my two training partners on either side who catch me when I'm, hey, Mary Beth, what are you thinking about? That's what they say. And that just them saying that makes me pull back in and focus on what are my goals? Where am I going? And is what I'm doing right now productive to where I want to go?
Yep. Well, shout out to them. You have a great crew surrounding you, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed your perspective and your insight, and I hope we stay connected, on some level, because I know you have an appreciation for the sport and just the mental aspect of, life, competition, all of it. So thank you again, Mary Beth.
Thank you, Dawn. I love your stuff.
Awesome. Stay tuned to mentalitywod.com for more tips and interviews, and also make sure you get connected on Mentality WOD on Facebook and Twitter. Take care.